Hello and welcome to Queendom TV. Today I'm going to be talking about the deception of femininity, and there's two particular areas I want to touch on within that, which is the queer shield and witches or angels. Now, as a woman, I know, and we all know, the power of femininity. You know, there's all these sayings like behind every great man is a great woman. And, you know, I mean, a lot of men, the most powerful men in the world have fallen as a result of a woman. And so femininity can be deceptive. I think we'll first of all start off by talking about the witches versus angels. And I'm actually making this video because I was having a conversation with my brothers about this. And I was saying to them that, you know, when it comes to women, as a man, a woman in your life, a wife, a girlfriend, is either a witch or an angel. There's no in between. Because with women, we have powers that we are very well aware of, by the way. Like, don't like think that women don't know what they're doing. A lot of men are like, yeah, she knew what she was doing. Yeah, but you need to also have the discernment and just the intelligence, yeah? And just, you know, settle your whole self and think with your brain, primarily, when it comes to women. Because as women, and I think it's a natural thing, you know, that God created us so that, you know, there had to be a place for where the man would put his guard down. Because as women, we probably would never feel safe in an environment with a man being in the same way he would be around other men, because, well, men are pretty scary, and the fact that you guys are stronger than us, we're kind of very aware of that, you know. So we need that kind of space to feel safe as well. And obviously you would want, as a man, would want to have the space to feel like, you know, you can be safe in doing that and it's not going to backfire on you. So obviously this is a two-way street. I'm not trying to target anybody, by the way. I'm just talking specifically about the deceptiveness or the deception of femininity. But the thing is because of the feminine touch, approach, or however you want to look at it, it can present itself very deceptively because it looks good and it feels good. Yeah. And because it looks good and it feels good, you don't notice the things that are actually bad about that situation. So if we're going to look on the good side of it, and then say you're a man who I would say is with an angel, because like I said, I think women, in my opinion, this is my theory, a woman in your life is either a witch or an angel. Yeah. If we look on the angel side, you have somebody that is dedicated to helping you, that wants to use their femininity to bring you happiness, to bring you closer to your destiny and your goals, to push you forward, to have the foresight, you know, as well, to help you along that journey, and to just really be there with you, you know. And you can see women like that. These are people that they tend to say are like, you know, wifey material, or that's a good woman, or however you want to look at that. And that's amazing. And when you find that, that's amazing. But on the flip side, we have the witches. And the witches are the ones who use those things for their own selfish desires. And you don't even realize that it's happening, because you have fallen into this deception of femininity. And so, for example, perfect example of this is in the Bible. So in the Bible, there's a story of Samson. And Samson in the Bible was born with like incredible strength, to the fact that he was literally born with that strength. Like, he didn't go and do some long prayer walk or go into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights and come out with this strength. He was born with this strength, so much so that God told his parents about it, and how his mum even had to conduct herself in pregnancy prior to this, because of this strong son that she was going to have. Amazing. However, so he comes into the world and he tears apart a lion like with his bare hands, and I'm sure women were there like, oh my gosh, like I probably would have been like that as well, to be fair. And so it's all well and good. But what happened with Samson? Samson met a woman called Delilah. We know the story, don't we? But let's get into the crooks, you know, crooks. Well, yeah, she's the crook of the story. But the crux of the story, let's get to the crux of the story here and talk about what really happened and why the deception, I'm calling this video the deception of femininity. So, Samson was married. His wife betrayed him. Okay, it was due to happen. She was a Philistine. Okay, move on. He now meets Delilah. Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. But anyway, I could help myself, but I wanted to sing it anyway, because why not? Because YOLO, because you only live once. Anyway, thanks, Drake. So, Delilah gets in with Samson now. Now, from the way the Bible describes it, it seems that Samson's weakness was definitely the femininity, if you know what I mean. You know? And Delilah comes in, and the funny thing about Delilah is she was a witch. Let me tell you why she was a witch. She wanted to know, where does this man get his strength from? And guess what? She just asked him, Samson, what gives you that strength? And he told her a lie. She runs off and tells some people. They come and attack him based on the lie. Samson, is this the time when you're going to wake up? Hi. Samson? Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Okay. And so it happens again. Delilah comes and asks Samson for the second time, what gives you your strength? Anyway, what is on my face, by the way? Like, what on earth? Anyway, what gives you your strength? He tells her another lie. She runs off. Goes and tells the same people. They come again to try and destroy him, thinking that they've worked out how to disarm his strength. A third time. Samson, babe. I was just wondering, by the way, what was it exactly that gives you your strength again? Okay, yeah. Thanks for telling me the third time, even though I betrayed you twice already. Runs off again. Tells the people. Comes back. It was a lie. Didn't work. So at this point, you're thinking Samson has learned his lesson. You know, even in the scientific perspective, they say, you know, maybe he wanted to do the triple test to know there was not an anomaly. You know, maybe he wanted to do the test 3 times. Well, he's done it 3 times. Every single time she's failed. Yeah? There's no anomaly here. This is who she is. And this is what she's doing. She's a witch, right? Are we seeing that? No, we're not. Anyways, so what happens next? What happens next? And actually, before I even talk about what happens next, let's address why the people were so obsessed with trying to stop Samson, because they saw how powerful he was. Yeah, they saw how powerful he was, and they had not seen power like it. I don't know if I'm quoting the Bible here, if I'm quoting myself, but either way, I believe they didn't see power like it. That's how I've interpreted it. And so they want to know, like, who is this man, and how is this man doing this? Yeah. And as they say, he only had one job. Okay. And so what happens next? So eventually Delilah did what witches and women who could use the deceptive femininity do. Babe, please tell me what it is. Babe, what is it? You've told me 3 times. Can you, babe? Babe, can you just tell me what it is, babe? Or, you know, she probably went, she probably kept asking him, probably tried to give him the things he wanted. Babe, please tell me. Babe, can you tell me now, babe? And eventually, the Bible says he was vexed to death. As in, she literally annoyed him to the point he wanted to kill himself. Like, that's how annoying she was. And, like, before I even get into this, yeah, I just want to address a little subject here for the fellas. When you're in a situation like this with a woman, just know you chose to be there, because she, like I said, she proved herself 3 times. Even as far as science says, look for the anomaly or whatnot. She proved herself 3 times. Anything that happens from here forward is his fault, because he is the one allowing her to be there. Okay? So stop being like, acting like, oh, the woman did whatever. You're allowing her to be there. You can shut the door, you can send her out. And like I stated towards the beginning of the video, you're the stronger one anyway. If you have to literally pick up a woman and place her somewhere else, a lot of people won't be offended by that. Okay? That's not domestic violence. Yeah? If she's really moving mad. Or better still, call the police. I know no one really wants to do that, and guys especially don't want to. But sometimes you just gotta let your pride just settle, for flip's sake, and just not put yourself in these situations, because some of these situations are life and death. Yeah? With a woman is life and death, let me tell you. And let's find out what happened with Samson. So anyway, now, Samson has now got vexed to death, and he told her. He gave her the secret to the witch. My guy. To the witch. So the witch now runs up to her people for the 4th time. Proved herself twice that she was not to be trusted. come back and they cut his hair. Well, she cuts his hair, or whoever cuts his hair. Anyway, his hair is cut. And now all that strength he had, all the tearing apart of the lion, all the people that he had defeated and the fear he had caused out there for him, gone. Gone. Because of a woman. Yeah. And so now what happened? They gouged out his eyes, they imprisoned him, then they brought him out to be like the entertainment for them. So my man's a joke man now. Now he's a joke man. Samson. And how does the story end? Samson kills himself. He uses the remaining strength that he still has. He breaks the pillars. It says something like that. He pulls the pillars down on this, wherever they are. Everything crashes and crumbles over all of them. He kills himself and like another however many people. So not only did he died a murderer of people that he was not supposed to be even defeating. Well, it doesn't say really. I don't remember. Guys, I promise you I read the story, but the point isn't about the finer details. The point is about the lesson I'm trying to bring across here. And so this is why I say that women are witches or angels. Women are witches or angels because, and it's more dangerous when you're with the witch. And more time, and this is why, don't abuse the blessing that God gave you. That thing you got down there. I'm talking to the men right now. To the fellas. The reason you're not supposed to abuse that as a man is not even because, I'm not even trying to be out here spouting, condemnation. Again, this is just logic because women, this is the thing, God has a higher understanding than you do. And he knows, and when I'm telling you, when it comes to women, men are dumb. Men are very dumb when it comes to women. I'm so sorry, men. You're incredible. I love men, by the way. I love men. And I look forward one day to marrying a man who I will submit to happily, who'll be my husband. Okay? I love men. I just want to put that out there. But you got to be smart with it, yeah? The deception of femininity. What is the deception of femininity? It's the fact that when you are feminine, it creates blindness in the other people, in the person receiving, due to that femininity. That is the deception of femininity. Okay? Now, let's go deeper with it, as if I haven't been controversial enough, and talk about my second topic I wanted to get into, the queer shield. The queer shield. And the queer shield I have coined because it is something that I have made up, I guess, to convey something I have noticed. Now, what I've realized is that if you're a member of the LGBTQ+, you can kind of get away with anything. And this is not me trying to speak hatred towards the LGBTQ+, although I know some people are going to take it like that regardless of anything I say. If I say anything against that, some people are going to have a problem. And I'm not going to lie, those of you in that community need to address that. You need to really address that, because that's when you're going to breed real people that actually hate you. Not like me, who's just speaking against an issue that needs to be addressed, LGBTQ or otherwise, yeah? So what I've realized is that when you do something, and this is where the deception of femininity has come into full force, because let's look at YouTube. I don't know if you guys know, if you probably don't know for the most part, because I don't really know about this guy either, because I just never vibed with him. But if you look at somebody like, the Shane Dawsons, the James Charleses, the Jeffree Stars, yeah? We look at these people because they're part of the queer community or the LGBTQ+ community. What happens is the same exact thing that blinded Samson in the Bible, yeah? The femininity, yeah? Now is blinding people in the queer community, because these people who have all well, we'll start with Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson, he has commented, he has been sexually inappropriate with a 12-year-old on camera on YouTube. Yeah? He has been racist doing blackface on YouTube. He has talked about doing sexual things with animals on YouTube. He himself has stated that if his computer was seized by, the police or something, he would go to jail on YouTube. Yeah? He has done all these things on YouTube. He has kissed a girl at like one of his events that he did, these in-person events, which again, the video I've seen on YouTube. The same YouTube, by the way, which is just not allowing us to post anything about the situation right now. The situation, the 2020, 2021 situation, the 19 situation, that situation, video shut down. Yeah? But when Shane Dawson is doing up a madness, yeah, it's fine. And not only that, he's getting millions and millions and millions of views. Why? Jeffree Star, another one. He has this makeup palette. He's doing this. And this is why. Have you noticed the voice? It's the voice is part of the deception. I just even deeping it now myself as I'm talking about it. The voice is part of the deception, guys. And what they're doing. So he's got the Morphe palette, and then you see, because he's like, yeah, and I put on my concealer. So when I talk inappropriately to children, you don't think anything. It's fine. No, it's not fine. Even James Charles. And you know what's wild to me about all of this? Even when they do wrong, they just play up to the femininity even more, and they're just like, forgiven. Like James Charles just popped on back with some apology video that I saw. And again, I know, I just shouldn't have done that. Like, I shouldn't have said that. I mean, I was just so desperate. Like, no! You were inappropriate and disgusting. Disgusting. Trying to coerce young boys to doing sexual things and taking advantage of your place of power that you have and influence. That is not something, just, but people take onto it, and the children do especially. And I'm not even going to talk about the children right now. I might talk about the children in my next video. In fact, I'm going to talk about the children in my next video, because that is something else we need to talk about. Okay? So please watch the next video for me to address why we're failing children in society and why I'm so worried for these poor children for the future right now. But anyway, because they're doing this behind the guise of femininity, these things go overlooked. Now, if these guys were coming in here with big beards, with deep voices, with hairy chests, doing all the exact same things that they've done, we would have a problem. We would have a problem. We would be shutting them down. I mean, how many times, and this is the thing, when you see just a more masculine man going around doing stuff online, we're quick and we're fast and we're thorough to create a problem. Yeah? We have everything to say about it. But as soon, and new receipts are popping up, people are starting whole movements. Where's the movement for the children of YouTube and TikTok? Who are being groomed by these people who James Charles says is desperate? I mean, Shane Dawson in one of his videos was even saying something like, oh, how she's basically talking about a 15-year-old and saying how the 15-year-old was nearly 16, who was having some inappropriate conversation, and because she claimed that she was kind of mature anyways and she knew about that stuff anyways, he was like, well, she knew anyway, she's basically an adult. No, she's basically not. And the whole purpose of being an adult and a mature person, and the reason why, we're supposed, as you get older, you need less help from authority, is because when you're younger, you're supposed to have somebody looking after you. You wouldn't go and tell a baby that a baby knows what to do for itself. Your parents, oh my gosh, we're going to the child talk, but I'm going to say it now anyway. When I was a child, I didn't want to eat my vegetables. I didn't want to eat my vegetables. My mom would be like, oh yeah, you got to eat all of your veg unless you're not having a dessert. We all got those kind of talkings too. Or if you want to have a McDonald's on Friday, eat your veg. And now as an adult, I love vegetables. And I'm like, oh, thank God that you looked after me. And you actually made sure that I ate the food that I needed to eat. Do you know what I mean? And because I didn't know any better. I saw sweets, I saw crisps, you know? I just wanted to eat junk. And if I'd eaten junk, God knows where my teeth would be today, my skin would be today, all these things, you know. And I probably wouldn't even know how to. And I mean, there's so many adults today who don't even eat those kinds of things, and it's because their parents didn't parent them. Hello? Anyway. So, the deception of femininity, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And we need to be aware of it in all areas. As women, do not use your femininity to deceive, and do not use it to be manipulative. If you are manipulating and controlling somebody, that is witchcraft, by definition. By definition. And you might feel like, oh, but I'm not sitting there and like conjuring up a potion and Expelliarmus. No, you're not doing that. But you are already operating in witchcraft. And on a spiritual level, you are inviting a spirit of witchcraft into your life that you are working in agreement with. Yeah? And so don't do that, women. Please don't do that, because that's just not nice and it's not good. And you're using your gifts for bad things. It's supposed to be a gift that you can have, you know, the effect over a man to help him move forward. And you should want to do that. And if you're in a situation where you rather be manipulating and controlling, you need to walk out their door. You need to walk out that door and you need to do some work on yourself, okay? Allow the Lord to change you because you need it. Fellas, realize that women in your life are witches or angels. And I'm telling you this, yeah, it sounds extreme. You're going to go, and now obviously you can have female friends. And female friends, you know, female friends are just female friends. They're not really much to get out of you. Because again, in life, where there's a situation where there's an exchange happening, as in a relationship, you're with somebody and you're getting something extreme. If you're in like a marriage or something, that in there, this is when it gets very techie. And you can still have female friends. And this is the other thing. You can still have female friends who do this stuff like this because they know how men are. Because you're a lovely gentleman, you can have, you know, a woman who takes advantage of that and takes advantage of the fact that you're not seeing it. And it happens in couples all the time. You know, where people get in situations where you've got witchy type of women friends with men who the men think, oh, but that's just my friend. And the man probably, yeah, you know, totally believes that's just his friend. And that's fine. But little does he know, the woman she's operated in witchcraft. Okay? So be aware of that. And in terms of the queer shield, just because somebody is of the LGBTQ plus community does not mean we become blind. And I know that so many people are not speaking up about it because they know it's techie. It's not something you want to address because people are going to get onto you. Okay? People are going to get onto you, but the reality is, yeah, we are failing the children. Like I said, I'm going to talk about in my next video. We are failing the children and we are putting them in a situation, or one of my next videos anyway, and we're allowing for them to be in a situation where they're being taken advantage of and they don't know any better. Because even to a child, oh, you know the feminine voice and the feminine action. It's inviting. It's supposed to be, because you're supposed to be nurtured. You're supposed to be loved by a mum. You know, by a woman. But the problem is, people again are using this to manipulate, back to witchcraft. People are going to think I'm moving mad. Back to witchcraft. And they're doing this to children who don't know any better. Because why? Because children are just living life, waiting/learning from what's around them and trusting the people that they have their best interest at heart. And I think that's one of the hardest things about when you become an adult or getting older, is the more and more you realize that some people willingly steered you down the wrong path. Or the opposite, they just didn't even bother to steer you down the right path. You know, and it's really sad. So that's the deception of femininity, you know, and it's just the ability basically to hide things that are unacceptable behind, oh, feminine, you know? So yeah, thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe to Queendom TV. Please subscribe to Queendom TV. Please check out my other videos. I will be touching on this whole child parental situation in one of my next few videos. Please check out my other videos. I hope you were not offended. I'm not saying this to offend anyone. You know, I love everybody at the end of the day, and I think we just have to do better. That's all I'm trying to say. The purpose of this video is that we need to do better. We need to understand things, and we need to call a spade, yeah? Okay. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.